Hello, and welcome to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host. And today, we have an exciting episode for you. If you've ever struggled with improving your English fluency, pronunciation, or confidence, then this episode is for you.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most effective techniques for learning English: shadowing. This is a powerful method that can help you sound more natural, speak more fluently, and improve your listening skills at the same time.
Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is shadowing? Well, it's a simple but powerful technique where you listen to English audio and repeat it immediately, word for word, like an echo. It helps you develop a natural rhythm and pronunciation, just like native speakers.
That's right. Shadowing is not just about repeating words, it's about training your brain to think in English and speak without hesitation. Many successful English learners, even professional speakers, have used shadowing to reach fluency.
If you've been looking for a fun and effective way to practice speaking English without a partner, then stay with us. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to use shadowing to take your English to the next level.
So grab your headphones, find a comfortable spot, and let's dive into how shadowing can transform your English.
All right, let's start with the basics. What exactly is shadowing?
Shadowing is a language learning technique where you listen to native English speech and immediately repeat what you hear, word for word, without pausing. Imagine you're a shadow, copying every sound and rhythm instantly.
Yes. Think of it like being an echo. When you hear a sentence, you repeat it right away, mimicking the pronunciation, speed, and tone of the speaker.
Let's do a quick demonstration. Jason, say a simple sentence in English and I'll shadow you.
Clearly and naturally, English is fun to learn if you practice every day.
Immediately repeats with the same rhythm and tone. English is fun to learn if you practice every day.
See? Julia didn't just repeat the words. She copied my intonation, pronunciation, and rhythm. That's the key to shadowing.
There are actually different styles of shadowing. Let's go through them quickly.
This is when you repeat immediately after hearing the speaker, like Julia just did. It's great for fluency and pronunciation, but can be challenging at first.
With this method, you listen to a sentence first, then pause, and repeat it. This is helpful for beginners who need a little more time to process the words.
This is when you practice with slower audio, like beginner-friendly podcasts or audiobooks. It's great for improving pronunciation and confidence.
The best part about shadowing is that it forces your brain to think in English, not translate. That's what makes it one of the fastest ways to sound more natural.
Exactly. It's like training your mouth and brain at the same time. The more you shadow, the more confident and fluent you become.
Now that you know what shadowing is, let's talk about why it works so well for English learners.
All right. Now that we know what shadowing is, let's talk about why it works so well for English learners. One of the biggest benefits? It improves your pronunciation.
That's right. When you shadow, you're not just repeating words, you're copying the native speaker's pronunciation, stress, and intonation. Over time, this helps you sound more natural and clear.
Think about it. When babies learn to talk, they listen to their parents and imitate them. Shadowing works the same way. Instead of guessing how to pronounce a word, you just copy how a native speaker says it.
This is a big one. Shadowing helps you stop translating in your head and start thinking in English naturally.
Exactly. Many English learners struggle because they translate from their native language before speaking. But with shadowing, you're training your brain to hear, process, and speak in English directly without needing translation.
Over time, this makes speaking English faster and more automatic. No more long pauses trying to find the right words.
One of the best things about shadowing is that it's a two-in-one exercise. You improve both listening and speaking skills at the same time.
That's true. When you listen closely to a native speaker and repeat what they say, you're training your ears to understand natural English speech while also practicing speaking.
And since you're focusing on intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation, you also get used to how English really sounds in conversations.
Many English learners feel nervous about speaking, but shadowing helps build confidence because you get used to hearing your own voice in English.
Yes, at first, it might feel strange to repeat after someone, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and soon you'll feel more comfortable speaking English in real conversations.
And the best part? You don't need a partner. You can practice shadowing alone, anytime, anywhere. It's like having a personal speaking coach.
So now that we know why shadowing is so powerful, let's go step by step on how to do it correctly. Stay with us. All right. Now, let's go step by step on how to practice shadowing correctly. The first step is choosing the right audio.
That's important. You should pick something that's clear, natural, and at your level. If it's too fast or complicated, it'll be frustrating.
Great choices include podcasts, audiobooks, news reports, or YouTube videos. And for beginners, I recommend using content with subtitles so you can follow along.
Exactly. And if you're just starting out, try slow-speed English podcasts or videos made for learners.
Before you start shadowing, take a moment to just listen to the audio.
Yes, don't repeat yet, just focus on understanding the words, pronunciation, and rhythm of the speaker.
This helps your brain get familiar with the sentence structure and tone before you start speaking.
Now comes the fun part, shadowing. As soon as you hear a sentence, repeat it immediately like an echo.
Try to match the speaker's tone, pronunciation, and speed as closely as possible. It's okay if you don't get it perfect. Just keep going.
And don't pause or stop. Even if you miss a word, keep speaking so your brain gets used to the flow of English.
If shadowing at full speed is too difficult, you can try slowing down the audio.
Many apps like YouTube and podcast players let you adjust the playback speed. Try slowing it to 0.75x speed so you can follow along more easily.
This is a great way to build confidence before moving to full-speed shadowing.
One of the best ways to improve is to repeat the same clip several times. Each time, you'll understand more and sound better.
That's true. The first time might be difficult, but by the third or fourth time, your pronunciation and fluency will improve a lot.
Exactly. And if you practice the same short clip for a few days, you'll notice your speech becomes more natural and confident.
Here's a pro tip: record yourself shadowing and compare it to the original speaker.
Oh, that's a great idea. This helps you hear your own pronunciation and see what needs improvement.
You might notice small mistakes in intonation, stress, or rhythm, and you can fix them by practicing more.
So those are the 6 steps. If you follow them, you'll start seeing big improvements in your speaking skills.
Now that we know how to practice shadowing, let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid. Stay with us. All right, now that we know how to practice shadowing, let's talk about the best types of content to use. First on the list, podcasts for English learners.
That's a great choice. Podcasts are perfect because they have clear pronunciation, natural conversations, and different accents.
Exactly. And some podcasts are made specifically for English learners, so they speak a little slower and use everyday vocabulary.
Yes, some great examples include the British Council podcast, the BBC Learning English podcast, and of course, the Easy English Talk podcast.
Another great option? Audiobooks. You can listen to a story and shadow the narrator.
That's right. Audiobooks are amazing because they have proper pronunciation, clear speech, and storytelling intonation.
And if you use an ebook alongside it, you can read the subtitles while listening to help you follow along.
Some good beginner-friendly audiobooks are The Little Prince, Charlotte's Web, and The Alchemist.
YouTube is another fantastic tool for shadowing. There are so many videos with English conversations, interviews, and even lessons.
Yes, the key is to find videos with accurate subtitles so you can follow along.
A good tip is to use channels that teach English naturally, like BBC Learning English TED Talks and Easy English Talk.
For more advanced learners, shadowing movies and TV shows can be a great challenge.
That's right. Since movies have real-life conversations, different accents, and natural expressions, they help you sound more native-like.
But it's best to start with movies that have clear and slow dialogue, like Friends, The King's Speech, or The Pursuit of Happiness.
Great choices! And don't forget, you can slow down the playback speed if the dialogue is too fast.
So, these are some of the best types of content for shadowing. Choose the one that fits your level and start practicing.
Now, let's talk about common mistakes to avoid when shadowing so you can get the best results. All right, now, let's talk about some common mistakes people make when shadowing and how to fix them. The first mistake, speaking too fast without understanding.
Oh yes, some learners try to copy the speaker's speed but don't really understand the words they're saying.
That's right. If you don't understand what you're saying, shadowing won't help much.
So, what's the fix? Listen to the audio first without speaking. Try to understand the meaning before you start shadowing.
And if it's too fast, slow it down using YouTube or a podcast app. Take it step by step.
Another mistake is mumbling instead of speaking clearly.
Exactly. Some learners don't fully open their mouths or pronounce words properly when shadowing.
That's because they focus too much on speed and forget about clarity.
A great fix. Record yourself. When you listen back, check if your words are clear and understandable.
And practice speaking slowly at first to build good habits.
Here's another big mistake, skipping difficult words.
Yes, some learners just ignore words they don't know instead of trying to say them.
But skipping words means you won't improve your pronunciation.
A simple fix: pause the audio, look up the word, and practice saying it before continuing.
Yes, break it down into syllables and repeat until you get it right.
This next mistake is sounding flat while shadowing. Some learners copy the words but don't match the intonation or rhythm of the speaker.
That's a big one. English has a natural rhythm, and if you don't copy it, you won't sound natural.
So, how do you fix this? Pay attention to how the speaker's voice goes up and down.
Exactly. You can even use your hand to follow the speaker's voice movement. This helps you match their natural flow. And the biggest mistake? Giving up too soon.
Oh yes, some learners expect instant results and quit if they don't see progress quickly.
But shadowing takes time and practice. Even native speakers improve their pronunciation with practice.
That's why you should be patient, practice daily, and track your progress.
Exactly. Improvement happens step by step. Keep going and you'll see results.
So, those are some common mistakes and how to fix them.
Next, let's talk about how to make shadowing more effective and enjoyable so you stay motivated. All right, now it's time for a fun challenge. If you've been listening so far, we want you to take action.
Yes, we challenge you to try shadowing for 7 days. Just a few minutes every day can make a big difference.
Here's how it works. Step 1. Choose your content. Pick a short podcast, a YouTube clip, or an audiobook passage that interests you.
Step 2. Listen to it once without speaking. Focus on understanding the meaning first.
Step 3. Start shadowing repeat after the speaker, copying their pronunciation, rhythm, and tone.
And Step 4. Record yourself on day 1 and again on day 7. Compare your progress.
We'd love to hear from you. After completing the challenge, let us know how it went.
You can comment on this podcast, send us a message, or even post your recording online using Shadowing Challenge.
That's right. The key is to stay consistent and have fun with it.
We believe in you. Are you ready? Let's start shadowing.
Before we wrap up, let's leave you with some final tips to make shadowing even more effective.
First, be patient. Progress takes time, so don't get discouraged if you don't sound perfect right away.
Second, practice daily, even for just 5 minutes. Consistency is more important than long practice sessions.
And third, have fun. Choose content that excites you, whether it's a podcast, a movie scene, or a motivational speech.
Remember, every time you shadow, you're getting one step closer to fluency. Keep going, and don't give up.
You've got this. We believe in you.
That brings us to the end of today's podcast. We hope you learned something new about shadowing and how it can improve your English.
Yes, shadowing is a powerful technique, and if you practice regularly, you'll see big improvements in your pronunciation fluency and confidence.
Don't forget to take on our 7-day shadowing challenge. And if you found this podcast helpful, please share it with your friends who are also learning English.
Make sure to subscribe to our podcast for more tips on English learning and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear about your progress.
Thanks for listening. Keep practicing, keep shadowing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now and happy learning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. It's great to have you here with us today.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. We hope you're doing well, staying curious, and ready to grow not just in English, but in life too.
That's right. And today's topic is something many of us feel but don't always say out loud.
Oh yes, today we're talking about why I am ambitious but lazy. It sounds funny at first, but it's actually a serious topic.
Absolutely. So many people, maybe even you, our listener, have big dreams. You want to do something great. But somehow you don't take action. You feel stuck, tired, or just not in the mood.
Exactly. You want to be successful. You imagine a better life. But when it's time to work, you feel lazy or distracted.
And that can feel very confusing. You might even ask yourself, why do I feel like this? What's wrong with me?
Don't worry, nothing is wrong with you. In this episode, we'll talk honestly about why this happens, how it affects us, and what we can do about it.
And don't forget, we'll keep the conversation slow, simple, and clear. So if you're learning English, this is a great way to improve your listening and thinking skills too.
Exactly. So sit back, relax, and let's explore this very real topic together.
Let's get started.
So, Julia, let's start with the big question. What does it mean when someone says, I'm ambitious but lazy?
Good question, Jason. Let's break it down. First, the word ambitious means you have big goals or strong desires to succeed.
Right. For example, if you want to become a doctor, start a business, or speak English fluently, that's ambition.
Exactly. You dream big and you want a better future.
Now, the word lazy usually means not wanting to work or do anything active. It's when we avoid doing the hard things, even if they're important.
So, when someone says, I'm ambitious but lazy, they mean, I want to achieve great things but I don't take action. I feel stuck or unmotivated.
It's like having a fast car with no fuel. The car looks powerful like your ambition, but it can't move forward without energy or effort.
Wow, I love that example. A fast car with no fuel. So true. Many of us have dreams, but no daily action.
And it's more common than we think. So many people feel this way, students, workers, even successful people.
Yes, and sometimes people don't know why they feel lazy. They just say, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes.
I've done that too. I say, I'll do it after lunch. Then I say, I'm too tired now, maybe in the evening. And then the day is gone.
Same here. So really, being ambitious but lazy means we care, we want to grow, but something is stopping us.
And that's what we're going to talk about in the next part, the reasons behind this feeling. Why we stop ourselves even when we want success.
Yes, because once we understand the problem, we can start to find solutions.
All right, Julia, now that we've explained what it means to be ambitious but lazy, I think it's time to get personal.
Yes, let's share our own stories. I'm sure many of our listeners will relate.
Okay, I'll go first. When I was younger, I always said, I want to write a book. I had so many ideas in my head. I could imagine the cover, the title, everything.
That's exciting. So, did you write the book?
Not really. I started it, maybe 5 times. Each time I wrote for 1 or 2 days. Then I got distracted. Or I told myself, it's not good enough.
I know that feeling. You want it to be perfect, so you wait and wait.
Exactly. And while I waited, time passed. I was dreaming big, but doing nothing. I felt lazy, but deep inside, I still wanted it.
That sounds very familiar. For me, it was learning Spanish. I always said, I want to speak Spanish fluently. I even bought a course.
Nice. Did you use the course?
At first, yes. I studied for 1 week, but then I missed one day, then another, and suddenly the course was just sitting on my shelf, unused.
Wow. That's exactly what happens to many people. You start strong, then lose the habit.
And then you feel guilty. You say, why am I like this? I want to learn. Why am I not doing it?
Yes, that guilt makes it worse. Instead of starting again, we feel bad, and we avoid it more.
That's why I think it's important to talk about this. We are not alone. Everyone has goals and struggles.
Absolutely. It's not about being lazy on purpose. Sometimes we just don't have the right support, energy, or plan.
And sometimes we expect too much from ourselves. We think, I must be perfect, but we forget progress is more important than perfection.
That's so true. Even small steps matter.
So, to everyone listening, if you've ever felt like us, don't worry. You are not a failure. You're just human.
Exactly. We're in this together. And now, let's talk about the deeper reasons behind this ambitious but lazy feeling.
Yes, let's find out what's really going on inside our minds.
So, Julia, now that we've shared our stories, let's talk about the reasons. Why do so many of us feel ambitious, but still act lazy?
Yes, let's break it down. There are many reasons, and some are deeper than we think. The first one is fear of failure.
That's a big one. Sometimes we don't start because we're afraid we won't succeed. We think, what if I try and fail?
Exactly. That fear stops us from even starting. It's easier to do nothing than to feel disappointed.
And sometimes we say, I'll start later. But really, we're just afraid. Afraid of not being good enough.
That leads us to the second reason. Perfectionism. We want everything to be perfect, so we wait for the right time, which never comes.
Oh, yes. I used to wait until I had the perfect idea or the perfect mood. But life is never perfect. So I did nothing.
Perfectionism makes us feel lazy, but really we're just scared of being imperfect.
The third reason is something we all deal with. Distractions. Phones, social media, TV, so many things take our time.
Yes, you sit down to work, then you check your phone, and boom, 1 hour is gone.
It's not just about time, it's about focus. We're always busy, but not always productive.
Another big reason is lack of clear goals. When your goal is too big or not specific, you feel lost.
That's true. Saying, I want to be rich or I want to be successful is not clear. But saying, I want to save $100 a month, that's a goal.
Without small, clear goals, we don't know where to start, so we do nothing.
There's also low energy. If you don't sleep well, eat well, or take care of your body, you'll feel lazy even if your mind wants to work.
That's an important point. Our brain needs energy to stay motivated. It's not just about mindset, it's also physical.
So to sum up, here are some common reasons we feel ambitious but lazy. Fear of failure, perfectionism, distractions, no clear goals, low energy.
And remember, these are normal. We're all human. The key is to understand the reason, then we can start to change.
Yes, because once we understand why we feel stuck, we can learn how to move forward step by step.
And that's what we'll talk about next, how emotions play a big role in all of this.
All right, Julia, we've talked about the common reasons why people feel ambitious but lazy. But there's another important part we can't ignore: our emotions.
Yes, Jason. Emotions are often the hidden reason we stop ourselves. Sometimes we think we're lazy, but it's really about how we feel inside.
Exactly. Let's start with one of the biggest emotions, self-doubt. Have you ever felt like, I'm not good enough? Or maybe I can't do this?
Oh, many times. When I doubt myself, I lose all motivation. Even if I want something badly, that little voice inside says, "What's the point?"
That voice is powerful, and it can make you freeze. You don't take action because you don't believe in yourself.
Yes, and that leads to the next emotion, guilt. When we don't do what we planned, we feel guilty. We say, "Why didn't I do it? What's wrong with me?"
And guilt can feel heavy. It makes you feel worse, not better. Instead of getting up and trying again, you feel stuck in shame.
Another strong emotion is fear of judgment. Sometimes we don't act because we're afraid of what people will say. What if they laugh at me? What if I fail in front of everyone?
That's so true. Social pressure is real. You might want to post a video, start a new job, or speak English, but you're scared others will judge you.
And let's not forget about overwhelm. When you have too much to do or your goal feels too big, you feel lost.
Yes, you think, where do I even start? So instead of doing one small thing, you do nothing.
All of these emotions, self-doubt, guilt, fear, and overwhelm, they create a wall inside us.
And from the outside, it looks like we're lazy. But on the inside, we're just tired, scared, or confused.
So if you're listening right now and feeling this way, please be kind to yourself. You're not lazy. You're carrying emotions that need care.
Yes, you're not broken. You're just human. And understanding your emotions is the first step to change.
Sometimes just naming the feeling helps. Try saying, "I feel scared" or "I feel overwhelmed" instead of just, "I'm lazy."
That's a great tip. When we understand our feelings, we can take better actions. We can start small and move forward with love, not pressure.
And remember, you don't have to fix everything in one day. Emotions take time to heal. Progress is slow, but it's real.
Beautifully said, Julia. I think now it's the perfect time to talk about how to turn things around. How to go from lazy to action step by step.
Yes, let's move into that. It's time for hope and simple solutions.
Julia, before we move on to solutions, I think we should talk about something important: the pressure from society. The way the world expects us to always be productive.
Yes, that's a big one, Jason. These days, it feels like if you're not doing something all the time, people think you're wasting your life.
Exactly. We see it everywhere on social media, in school, at work. Everyone is talking about hustle, grind, success, achievement.
And when we see others always doing more, we start comparing. We think, "Why am I not like that? What's wrong with me?"
That comparison can be very toxic. We forget that what we see online is just a highlight reel, not the full picture.
Yes, people post their wins but not their struggles. You don't see the lazy days, the anxiety, the moments of doubt.
But still, we feel behind. And when we feel behind, we panic. That panic can either push us to overwork or make us freeze. and do nothing.
And that leads to the pressure of always being on. There's this idea that if you're not busy, you're lazy. But rest is not laziness, it's necessary.
Absolutely. But society doesn't always respect rest. It rewards people who are always working, even if they're burning out inside.
Sometimes we try to keep up just to fit in. We force ourselves to look busy, even if we're exhausted or unmotivated.
And for people who are ambitious but feel lazy, this pressure makes it worse. They already feel guilty, and now they also feel ashamed.
Let's not forget how culture plays a role too. In some cultures, success means working long hours or getting top grades no matter what.
Yes, in many families, children are told, study hard, get a good job, make money. No one talks about mental health, passion, or personal pace.
So when someone needs rest or wants to slow down, they feel like a failure just because they're not moving as fast as others.
That's why it's important to challenge this idea. Productivity doesn't define your worth. You are not a machine.
Yes, you are a human being with emotions, needs, and your own timing. It's okay to move slow. It's okay to rest. It's okay to be different.
And we all have different paths. Just because someone is doing something at 25 doesn't mean you have to do it at the same time.
Your journey is yours. The world may be loud, but you don't have to follow its pace.
So to anyone listening, if you feel lazy because you're not doing enough, take a deep breath. Society's pressure is heavy, but you don't have to carry it all.
And now that we've unpacked that pressure, let's talk about something helpful, how we can break the cycle of being stuck and actually take action.
Yes, let's share some real, simple steps to move forward, even if you still feel lazy. All right, Julia, we've talked about society, emotions, and personal struggles. Now comes the big question, how can we balance ambition and action?
Yes, because ambition is good, dreaming big is important, but without action, those dreams just stay in our heads.
Exactly. I think the first step is to start small. People try to jump too far, too fast. That's when it feels overwhelming.
Right. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, say I will write one paragraph today. That small step is still progress.
And small steps build momentum. When you do one small thing, you feel good, and that pushes you to do more.
The second tip is to set clear, realistic goals. Don't just say, I want to be successful. Ask, what does success mean for me this week?
That helps you stay focused. Like, instead of, I want to get fit, say, I'll walk for 15 minutes a day.
Yes, the goal should feel possible, not scary. That way, your ambition becomes something you can actually do.
Another key is time management. Many people feel lazy just because they don't plan their day.
Try using a planner or a to-do list, even a simple one like wake up at 7, study English for 20 minutes, read for fun.
And don't forget to include breaks. Working non-stop can burn you out. Rest is part of productivity.
Also, celebrate your wins, even small ones. If you complete a goal, smile and say, I did it.
That's powerful. It builds confidence. And confidence creates more action.
Here's another idea. Surround yourself with people who support you. Talk to friends who encourage your goals, not people who make you feel bad.
Yes, your environment matters. Positive people bring positive energy.
And if you fall off track, don't quit. Just start again tomorrow. Progress is not perfect.
That's true. Falling behind doesn't mean failure. It just means you're human.
So to balance ambition and action, remember, start small, set clear goals, manage your time, take breaks, celebrate small wins, stay around positive people, be kind to yourself.
That's a great list. Simple, but powerful. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent.
Yes, and when you take small actions every day, your ambition becomes real. That's how change begins.
All right, coming up, let's talk about some practical tools and habits that can help people stay on track daily.
Yes, time to get practical and make things even easier.
Julia, we've talked about balancing ambition and action. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, tips to overcome laziness.
Yes, Jason, laziness isn't about being bad or weak. It's something we can work on with some simple habits.
One tip I always share is to break tasks into tiny steps. If a task feels huge, it's easy to feel stuck. But if you focus on just the first tiny step, like opening a book or writing one sentence, it feels less scary.
That's so true. And sometimes just starting is the hardest part. After the first step, you often keep going naturally.
Another helpful tip is to set deadlines for yourself. Even if no one else is waiting, having a deadline makes you more responsible.
Yes. Like telling yourself, I will finish this today, or I will practice English for 10 minutes now.
Also, remove distractions. Turn off your phone notifications, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, make it easier to focus.
That's a great one. We often waste time without even realizing it because of distractions.
And don't forget about rewarding yourself. After completing a task, give yourself a small treat like a short break, a snack, or some time to relax.
Rewards keep us motivated. Our brain likes positive feedback.
Another important tip is to use the 5-minute rule. If you don't feel like doing something, just promise yourself to do it for 5 minutes.
Exactly. Once you start, you might feel better and want to continue. But even if you stop after 5 minutes, that's still progress.
And finally, stay positive and patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. Celebrate small wins and don't be too hard if you slip.
Yes, Jason. Laziness is a habit, and habits can be changed with time and effort.
So to summarize, some tips to overcome laziness are: break tasks into tiny steps, set deadlines, remove distractions, reward yourself, use the 5-minute rule, stay positive and patient.
Simple habits can lead to big changes. If you try these little tips every day, laziness will start to fade.
Absolutely. And remember, being ambitious means you want change. Overcoming laziness is just part of that journey.
Great advice, Jason. Up next, let's talk about how to keep the motivation going in the long run.
Well, Julia, we've covered a lot today, from understanding why someone can be ambitious but lazy, to tips on how to overcome that laziness.
Yes, Jason. It's important for everyone listening to remember, ambition and laziness can coexist, and that's okay. What matters is how you respond to it.
Exactly. Being ambitious means you have dreams and goals. Feeling lazy sometimes is natural. The key is not to let laziness stop you completely.
Right. Take small steps, be patient with yourself, and celebrate progress no matter how small.
And remember, it's a journey. There will be good days and tough days, but every step forward counts.
You are not alone in this. Many people feel the same way. So keep going, keep trying, and believe in yourself.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope this episode helps you find balance and motivation.
Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with friends who might need it.
See you next time on the English Learning Podcast. Hello, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so excited you're here with us today.
Whether you're walking, relaxing at home, or practicing English during your study time, you've made a great choice by joining us.
Absolutely. Because today's episode is packed with real value. We're talking about 15 simple but powerful words that can make your English sound so much more fluent and confident.
That's right. You may already know some of these words, but maybe you're not using them the right way or not using them enough. And that's where we come in.
We're going to show you how these 15 words can improve your speaking, make your conversations more natural, and help you express yourself better.
Plus, we'll explain each word with clear examples and fun, friendly conversation, so it's easy to understand and remember.
So stay with us until the end. We even have a little vocabulary challenge later on. You'll love it.
Let's get started and take your English to the next level, starting with why vocabulary is such a big deal in sounding fluent. All right, before we jump into those 15 powerful words, let's talk about why vocabulary is so important in speaking English.
That's a great point, Jason. A lot of people think fluency is all about grammar, but it's actually the words you use that really make a difference. You can have perfect grammar, but if your vocabulary is limited, you won't sound as fluent or confident.
Exactly. Vocabulary helps you communicate clearly. Imagine trying to explain something important, but only having a few words to choose from. It can get frustrating, right?
Totally. But when you know a wider range of words, you can express yourself more precisely and sound more natural. For example, using words like literally, definitely, or essentially can add emphasis and make your speech sound more confident.
That's right. It's not just about knowing more words, it's about knowing when and how to use them. When you master these powerful words, you'll sound more fluent and more like a native speaker.
And the best part? These words aren't just useful, they're easy to learn and use. You'll be surprised how much of a difference they can make.
So, if you want to speak English like a pro, pay attention to the words we're about to share. Let's get into it. Let's start with a really versatile word, actually. It's used to correct something or add more detail to what's being said. For example, I thought the meeting was at 10, but actually it's at 11.
Exactly. Actually is often used to clarify or give the real truth. It's also a great way to make your conversation sound more natural. For example, you can say, "Actually, I don't like coffee much."
It adds a little emphasis, right? It's like you're telling the listener, hey, this is the real deal. It's super common in both casual and more formal conversations.
Next up, we have absolutely. This word is a strong way to agree with someone. It's like saying, yes, 100%. For example, do you want to go out tonight? And you can say, absolutely, let's do it.
It's not just a simple yes. It's a stronger, more confident agreement. It shows enthusiasm and certainty. You could also use it like, absolutely amazing job, to praise someone.
Right. It adds a level of energy and excitement to your speech, making you sound confident and engaged.
Now, let's look at definitely. It's another strong word to show certainty. For instance, will you be at the party? You can say, definitely. I wouldn't miss it.
It's so much stronger than just saying yes, isn't it? Definitely makes it clear you are sure about something. It's also very reassuring for the person asking you the question.
Exactly. It's like saying, no doubt about it. It shows your certainty and commitment to something.
Let's move on to literally. It's used to emphasize that something is exactly true. For example, I was literally starving after that long hike.
That's a great example. It's used to exaggerate for effect. But remember, don't overuse it. It's powerful when you need to emphasize something, but using it too much can lose its punch.
Definitely. It's all about balance. When you use literally, it makes your point stronger. For example, the test was literally the hardest thing I've ever done.
And last for this group is obviously. This word is used when something is so clear that it shouldn't need an explanation. For example, obviously, I forgot my keys at home.
Right? It's like you're saying, it's clear to everyone that I forgot my keys. It can be used when something is very obvious or clear to the speaker, but remember not to sound rude. Use it carefully.
Yes, obviously helps show confidence, but you don't want to sound dismissive. It's more like, this is clear to me, so I'm sharing it with you.
So we've covered some basic but really powerful words. What do you think, Jason? Which one do you use the most?
I think I use actually a lot. It helps when I need to add more info or correct myself. It just sounds natural in conversation.
I agree, and I love using definitely. It makes me sound more sure of myself. What about you, listeners? Do you use any of these words already? Let us know.
Let's get into some smart words now. First up is essential. It means something that is very important or necessary. For example, it's essential to get enough sleep if you want to stay healthy.
Exactly. Essential makes you sound a bit more professional and thoughtful when you speak. It's great for both formal and casual conversations.
It's a word that gives weight to your point, like saying, this is a must. So if you say essential information, people will pay more attention.
Next is priority. This is a word for something that needs to be dealt with first because it's the most important. Finishing this project is my top priority right now.
It's a strong word to use when you want to show that something is very important. You could say, my family is always my priority.
It really makes you sound organized and focused. If you use priority in a sentence, people know you're serious about what you're doing.
Let's move on to opportunity. It means a good chance to do something. For example, I got an opportunity to travel to Japan last year.
It's a great word to use when talking about chances or openings in life. It's a positive word. It makes things sound like something exciting is coming your way.
An opportunity sounds a lot more formal than just saying chance, so it makes your English sound a bit more polished.
Concern is another great word. It's used when you want to talk about something that might worry you or be important. I have some concerns about the new project.
It's not a word that's too strong, but it shows that something matters. For example, I'm not concerned about the meeting. I'm prepared.
Concern sounds more serious than just saying worry. It makes you sound more thoughtful when you're talking about something important.
Last word for this group, efficient. It means doing something well and without wasting time. For example, she's very efficient at organizing events.
It's a great word to use in business or formal settings. If you say, we need a more efficient way to do this, people will think you're focused on quality and speed.
Efficient is an excellent word to describe productivity. It's more impressive than just saying fast or quick.
These words are a bit more formal, but they really help make you sound professional and smart. What's your favorite word from this group?
I like priority. It's such a great word when you need to show what's most important.
I agree. And efficient is a must-have for any conversation about work or productivity.
Let's move on to some polite and professional words now. First up is appreciate. It's used to express gratitude. I appreciate your help with this project.
It's much more formal and respectful than just saying, thank you. Using appreciate shows that you're grateful in a more sincere way.
And it can be used in both personal and professional situations, making you sound considerate and polite.
Next is apologize. It's used when you want to say sorry for something. For example, I want to apologize for being late to the meeting.
It's a more formal way to say sorry. You can use it in situations where you want to be polite and show respect.
It's a great word to use when you need to show that you're taking responsibility for your actions.
Clarify is our next word. It means to make something clear. For example, could you clarify what you meant by that?
It's perfect for situations where you don't understand something or need further explanation. It's polite, professional, and very useful in meetings or conversations.
It sounds much better than just saying, "What do you mean?" or "Can you explain?" Clarify adds a level of politeness.
Now, let's talk about recommend. It means to suggest something. I recommend you try the new restaurant downtown.
It's a very polite word to use when giving advice or suggesting something to someone. It's better than just saying, "You should go there."
It makes you sound more professional and friendly, like you're really thinking about what's best for the person you're talking to.
Last word in this group, participate. It means to take part in something. For example, I want to participate in the upcoming community event.
It's a great word to use in both formal and informal situations. If you're involved in something, you're participating. It's a more active, engaging word than just saying join.
And using participate makes you sound more involved and invested in the activity.
Well, that wraps up our 15 vocabulary words. Which one do you think you'll use most often, Jason?
I love clarify. It's perfect for situations where you need to understand something better. And you?
I'd go with appreciate. It's so polite and useful in both personal and professional settings.
All right, everyone. Remember, these 15 words can really take your English to the next level. Practice them, use them in conversations, and soon you'll sound even more fluent and confident. All right, let's make sure you've got these words down. It's time for a quick review quiz.
Yes, and don't worry, it's super easy. I'll ask you a question, and Jason will give you a quick example using one of the 15 words we just talked about. Let's see how well you remember them.
Okay, here we go. First question. What word would you use to show strong agreement with someone? Wait for a few seconds of pause for the listener to think.
Absolutely, that's right. You'd say, absolutely, I agree with you.
Nice job, listeners. Now, next question. What word would you use if you want to make something clear or easy to understand?
That would be clarify. For example, can you clarify what you meant by that?
Exactly. Great job. All right, last one. What word would you use when something is very important or necessary?
That's essential. For example, essential skills for any job include communication and problem solving.
Great work, everyone. If you answered all the questions, you're well on your way to improving your English vocabulary.
Keep practicing these words and you'll see a big difference in your fluency and confidence. Thanks for playing along with us.
Before we wrap up, remember to check out our previous episodes for more tips, tricks, and lessons on improving your English.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. See you next time.
All right. Now that you know these powerful words, let's talk about how you can practice them every day to make sure they stick.
The best way to practice is by using them in real conversations. Try to think about these words when you're speaking with friends, family, or even during work. For example, next time you agree with someone, use absolutely or definitely.
Exactly. And if you're listening to English podcasts like this one or watching movies, listen carefully for these words. When you hear them, take note and try using them yourself.
You can also write a sentence each day using one of these words. Just grab a notebook, write down a word, and then come up with a sentence where you use it.
And don't forget about your phone. Set a reminder to use a new word of the day in your conversations. It's a great way to stay consistent.
Practice makes perfect. The more you use these words, the more natural they'll become in your speech. So keep practicing, and soon they'll be a part of your everyday vocabulary.
That's all for today's episode. Keep using these words, and we'll see you in the next one. Before we wrap up, we just want to say a big thank you to everyone who tuned in today. We hope you're excited to use these 15 words to improve your English.
If you found this episode helpful, we'd love for you to subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us bring more great content to help you on your English learning journey.
And if you haven't already, make sure to check out our other episodes. We've got tons of tips on vocabulary, pronunciation, and speaking confidently. So, go ahead and explore the rest of our series.
And don't forget to share this episode with your friends or anyone who's learning English. The more people practice these words, the better their English will get, and we all know how great that feels.
Also, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us which words you struggle with or want to learn more about. You can always reach us through our social media or leave a comment below. We'll be sure to get back to you.
Thank you so much for being a part of this episode. We truly appreciate your time and dedication to improving your English.
Stay motivated, keep practicing, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Take care and happy learning.
See you next time, and remember, learning English is a journey, and we're here to help you every step of the way. Bye for now.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Personal Growth Talks podcast. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so happy you're here with us today.
Today's topic is something we're both very excited about. We're talking about becoming the best version of yourself. But Julia, what does that even mean? What does it really mean to become your best self?
That's a great question, Jason. I think becoming the best version of yourself means growing into the person you're truly meant to be. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real, being better than you were yesterday, and living a life that feels meaningful and true to you.
Exactly. It's not about copying someone else or trying to fit into a mold. It's about looking inside, asking, who am I? And how can I grow? It's a personal journey different for everyone.
Yes! And it's not just about success, money, or how you look. It's about how you feel about yourself, how confident, kind, and honest you are. It's about doing your best, even when nobody's watching.
That's powerful. And becoming your best self isn't something that happens overnight. It takes small steps, daily effort, and sometimes even falling down and getting back up.
So true. We all have strengths. We all have things we want to improve. The good news is, you already have what it takes to grow. You just have to start.
And that's what this episode is all about. Understanding your journey and finding ways to grow step by step. So if you've ever asked yourself, how can I become a better version of me? You're in the right place.
Grab a cup of tea, relax, and let's walk this journey together. Let's dive into the first step, why personal growth is a lifelong journey.
All right, let's get into it. Why is personal growth a lifelong journey? Julia, what do you think?
Well, Jason, I believe personal growth never really ends. Life keeps changing, and so do we. We face new challenges, meet new people, learn new things, so we keep growing.
That's so true. Think about it like this. When we were kids, we had to learn how to walk, talk, and make friends. As adults, we learn how to manage our emotions, build relationships, and chase our goals. Every stage of life brings something new to grow from.
Yes, and it's not just about big changes. Sometimes it's about learning how to stay calm when you're stressed, how to be kinder to yourself, or how to listen better. These things take time and practice.
Exactly. Personal growth is not a race. It's a journey. And everyone's journey looks different. Some people grow fast in one area, like confidence. Others take time building their emotional strength or learning discipline.
And the best part? There's no finish line. You don't wake up one day and say, "Okay, I'm done. I'm the best version of me." You keep improving, step by step, year by year.
Yes, and it's totally normal to have ups and downs. Some days you feel strong, and other days you feel lost. But even the hard days teach you something important.
That's why we need patience and self-love. We don't have to be perfect. We just need to keep moving forward, little by little.
Right. And think of personal growth like a garden. You have to water it every day, give it sunshine, and pull out the weeds. Over time, it blooms.
That's a great image, Jason. And remember, just because growth is slow doesn't mean it's not happening. Every time you read a book, reflect on your actions, or learn from a mistake, you are growing.
So to all our listeners out there, don't worry if you're not where you want to be yet. Growth takes time. It's okay to grow slowly. What matters is that you don't stop.
Exactly. Be proud of your journey no matter how long it takes, because personal growth isn't a destination, it's a way of living.
Beautifully said. And now that we understand this journey is lifelong, let's talk about the first step in that journey, knowing yourself. That's coming up next. Welcome back, friends. So, now that we understand personal growth is a lifelong journey, where do we begin?
We begin with knowing yourself, and that means learning about who you are, your thoughts, your emotions, your strengths, and even your weaknesses.
That's right. Self-awareness is like turning on the light inside you. It helps you see what's really going on, what you believe, what you fear, what you love. Without that light, it's hard to grow.
Yes. And being honest with yourself is a big part of that. Sometimes we try to hide from our problems or pretend everything is okay, but real growth only happens when we're honest, even if it feels uncomfortable.
Exactly. For example, maybe you say, I want to be more confident. That's great. But first, ask yourself, what's stopping me now? Maybe it's fear of judgment, or maybe it's negative self-talk. You need to see it to change it.
That's so true. And you don't have to fix everything at once. Just notice your thoughts and feelings. Pay attention to how you react in different situations. That's how self-awareness begins.
Right. One thing that really helps is journaling. Just writing down your thoughts at the end of the day, what you felt, what you struggled with, what made you happy. It gives you insight into who you are.
Also, asking yourself good questions is helpful. Questions like, what am I really feeling right now? Or why did that situation bother me? Or what am I proud of today? These help you understand your inner world.
And don't forget, self-awareness is not about judging yourself. It's about understanding yourself. Everyone has flaws. Everyone makes mistakes. That's okay.
Yes, when you become more self-aware, you can choose better. You can stop reacting and start responding with purpose. You get to say, this is who I am, and this is who I want to become.
Beautifully said. So, for all of you listening, take a few quiet minutes today. Ask yourself how you're really doing. Be honest. Be gentle. That's where real growth begins.
Absolutely. Because if you don't know yourself, how can you become the best version of yourself?
Exactly. And now that we've talked about knowing yourself, let's go even deeper. Coming up next, we'll talk about letting go of who you're not and why that's just as important. Welcome back, everyone. In the last part, we talked about knowing yourself. Now let's talk about something just as important. Letting go of who you're not.
That's such a powerful step, Jason. So many of us carry labels that were never really ours to begin with.
Absolutely. Maybe someone told you you're lazy, you're not smart, or you'll never succeed. And after hearing it so many times, you start to believe it, even when it's not true.
Yes, these labels stick to us like glue, but the truth is you don't have to keep them. You are not your past. You are not someone else's opinion. You get to decide who you are.
Exactly. Think about this. If someone gave you a name tag that says failure, would you wear it forever? No, right? Then why keep carrying those false labels in your mind?
Letting go of these labels takes courage, but it's the only way to make space for who you really are. When you stop saying, "I'm not good enough," you can start saying, "I'm learning. I'm growing."
And sometimes we don't even realize we've accepted a label. That's why self-awareness is so important. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, ask, is this really true? Or is this just an old label I need to remove?
Yes, a good way to do this is to write down the negative things you believe about yourself and then challenge them. Ask, where did this come from? And does it help me grow? If not, let it go.
You're not lazy. You're just tired. You're not a failure. You're still learning. You're not weak. You've been strong for too long. You are more than what people say about you.
That's beautiful, Jason. And to everyone listening, you are not your mistakes. You are not your doubts. You are full of potential, and you deserve to live free from the limits others put on you.
So take off the old labels. They don't define you anymore. The real you is still becoming. And that's something to be proud of.
Up next, let's talk about how to build habits that support the best version of you. This is where the real change begins.
All right, now that we've talked about letting go of who you're not, it's time to focus on building the life you want. And it all starts with one simple thing: your habits.
That's right, Jason. Habits are the small actions we do every day. We might not notice them, but they shape who we become. If you want to grow, you have to build healthy habits on purpose.
Exactly. A lot of people think change only happens through big decisions, but the truth is, it's the small, daily things that create the biggest results over time.
Yes, for example, reading 10 minutes a day, drinking more water, waking up a little earlier, or writing down your thoughts. These small habits help your mind and body stay strong.
Right. And if you want to be more positive, start with a habit like saying one good thing about yourself each morning. It may feel small, but it builds a powerful mindset over time.
Also, it helps to make your habits simple and realistic. If you try to change everything at once, it's easy to give up. But if you choose one or two small habits and stick with them, they'll become part of your life.
That's a great point. Start small, like doing 5 minutes of stretching each morning, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for every night. These tiny actions build consistency.
And the more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. Habits feel hard at first, but if you keep doing them, they become automatic, like brushing your teeth.
Here's a simple tip I love. Connect a new habit to something you already do. Like, after you drink your morning tea, take 2 minutes to breathe and plan your day. That's how new routines begin.
I love that, Jason. And don't forget, habits aren't just about doing more. Sometimes they're about doing less of what drains you, like spending less time on your phone or complaining less.
Exactly. So, to all our listeners, ask yourself, what habits are helping me? And what habits are hurting me? Then take one step toward the better version of you.
And be patient. Habits take time. You may fall off track, and that's okay. Just get back up and keep going. That's how growth works.
So true. Because in the end, your habits shape your future. Build habits that support your dreams, and your best self will follow.
Coming up next, we'll talk about something that helps keep those habits strong, staying consistent even when it's hard.
So far, we've talked about building healthy habits. But here's the truth. Starting a habit is easy. The real challenge is staying consistent, especially when life gets tough.
Oh yes, Jason. Anyone can start something new for a few days, but when you're tired, busy, or just not feeling motivated, it's hard to keep going.
Absolutely. But consistency is what brings real growth. It's like watering a plant. You can't just water it once and expect it to grow. You have to keep showing up even when it's not fun.
That's right. And one thing that helps is remembering your why. Why did you start in the first place? What goal or dream are you working toward?
Exactly. If your reason is strong, it gives you the strength to keep going. For example, maybe you want to become more confident, healthier, or more focused. When it gets hard, remind yourself, I'm doing this for me.
Also, lower the pressure. You don't need to be perfect. If you miss a day, it's okay. What matters is that you get back on track. Progress is better than perfection.
That's such a good reminder. Sometimes people give up just because they had one bad day. But one bad day doesn't erase all the good ones. Keep moving forward.
And celebrate your effort, not just the result. If you showed up and tried today, even a little, that's a win. Be proud of that.
Yes! And here's a practical tip. Track your progress. Use a simple calendar or checklist. When you see your progress, it motivates you to keep going.
And tell someone about your goal, a friend, a coach, or even a podcast like this. Having someone who supports you makes a big difference.
So if you're listening right now and you feel like quitting, don't. You're stronger than you think. Keep showing up, even on the hard days.
Because every small action adds up, and if you stay consistent, one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come.
Coming up next, we'll talk about something we all face: how to learn from setbacks and mistakes. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Now let's talk about something we all go through on our journey: setbacks and mistakes.
Yes, Jason, no matter how hard we try, we all make mistakes. We all fall sometimes, and that's okay. It's a normal part of growing.
Absolutely. But here's the key. Don't see mistakes as failure. See them as lessons. Every time something goes wrong, there's something to learn from it.
Exactly. Maybe you broke a habit, missed your goal, or made a bad decision. Instead of saying, I failed, ask yourself, what can I learn from this?
That mindset makes all the difference. Setbacks are not the end. They're just a part of the process. Think of them as steps, not stop signs.
Yes. For example, if you tried waking up early but slept in 3 days in a row, it doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means something needs to change. Maybe sleep earlier or put your alarm across the room.
Good example. And sometimes our biggest growth comes from our biggest mistakes. When we mess up, we become more aware. We become wiser.
And don't be too hard on yourself. Talk to yourself the way you'd talk to a friend. If your friend made a mistake, you wouldn't yell at them. You'd say, it's okay. Try again.
That's such a kind way to grow. And remember, even successful people make mistakes. The difference is they don't quit. They keep going and keep learning.
So, next time you face a setback, pause and reflect. Ask, what happened? What can I do differently next time? And then move forward.
Because becoming the best version of yourself doesn't mean being perfect. It means being brave enough to keep learning.
Coming up next, we'll talk about the people around you, how the right relationships can help you grow.
So far, we've talked about habits, setbacks, and consistency. But here's something people often forget. The people around you have a big impact on your growth.
That's so true, Jason. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or hold you back. If you want to grow, it's important to spend time with growth-minded people.
Yes, growth-minded people are those who support your journey. They believe in learning, trying, failing, and trying again. They don't judge you. They encourage you.
Exactly. They listen. They push you in a good way. They say things like, you can do it, or keep going, even if it's hard. Those words really matter when you're working on yourself.
And the opposite is also true. If you're always around negative people who complain, criticize, or laugh at your dreams, it gets harder to stay strong.
That doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off, but you can choose who you share your energy with. Choose friends who make you feel inspired, not drained.
And if you don't have those people yet, don't worry. You can start by listening to podcasts like this, reading books, or joining online groups that care about growth.
Yes, even one positive connection can make a big difference. Growth is easier when you're not doing it alone.
So look around. Who are you spending time with? And are they helping you grow?
Coming up next, we'll talk about how to track your progress and celebrate small wins, because even little steps deserve to be noticed.
Welcome back. So far, we've talked about building habits and choosing the right people. Now let's talk about something very motivating: tracking your progress and celebrating small wins.
Yes, Jason, this step is so important. When you track your progress, you can actually see how far you've come. It reminds you that your effort is working, even if the changes are small.
Exactly. You don't need a fancy system. Just write things down in a notebook or mark an X on a calendar each day you follow your habit. It helps keep you focused.
And don't forget to celebrate the small wins. Sometimes we wait for big results, like losing 10 kilos or finishing a course, but small wins matter too.
Yes, like waking up on time, saying no to junk food, or reading for 5 minutes. These small actions show that you're growing, and they deserve to be celebrated.
Celebration doesn't have to be big. It could be smiling and saying, "I did it," or treating yourself to a walk, a fun activity, or your favorite tea.
I love that. Celebrating builds confidence. It tells your brain, this is good. Let's keep going.
So if you're listening right now, pause for a second. Think of one small win you've had this week. Maybe it was speaking kindly to yourself or staying calm in a hard moment. That's worth celebrating.
Because growth is not just about reaching the goal. It's about honoring the journey. And every step forward matters.
Next, we'll talk about a powerful truth. Your best self isn't perfect, it's authentic. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. Now, let's talk about an important idea. Your best self is not perfect. It's authentic.
Yes, Jason. Sometimes people think that becoming their best means being perfect, but perfection is impossible, and it's very tiring to try.
Exactly. The real best version of you is the one who is honest, real, and true to yourself. It's okay to have flaws and make mistakes.
Authenticity means showing up as you are, even if you're scared or unsure. It means being proud of your story and your journey, not hiding parts of yourself.
And when you are authentic, you feel freedom. You stop trying to be someone else and start loving who you really are.
That's right. So if you're listening today, remember this. You don't have to be perfect to be your best. You just have to be you.
Beautifully said. Coming up next, we'll share practical tips to start today on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we've talked about so many important ideas, let's get practical. Julia, what are some easy tips people can start using today to become their best selves?
Great question, Jason. Here are a few simple steps anyone can take right now. First, start small. Pick one thing you want to improve and focus on it for a few days. It could be drinking more water or taking 5 deep breaths when you feel stressed.
That's smart. Trying to change too many things at once can be overwhelming. Small steps are easier to keep.
Exactly. Second, make a plan. Write down your goal and when you will do it. For example, I will read for 10 minutes every night before bed. When you have a plan, it's easier to follow through.
Yes, and tip 3 is remove distractions. If you want to read more, put your phone away. If you want to eat healthier, keep snacks out of sight.
Good advice. Fourth, Be kind to yourself. If you miss a day or make a mistake, don't get angry. Just say, "It's okay, I'll try again tomorrow."
And finally, celebrate your progress. Give yourself a little reward when you reach a goal, even a small one. It helps you stay motivated.
Remember, becoming your best self is a journey. These small steps add up over time.
So start today. Take one small step. You'll be surprised how far it can take you.
Next, we'll wrap up with some final motivation to encourage you on your journey.
We've reached the final part of today's episode. Julia, what would you like to say to our listeners as they start their journey to becoming their best selves?
Jason, I want to remind everyone listening that your journey starts now. It doesn't matter where you are today or how big the steps are. What matters is that you begin.
That's right. Every great change starts with one small decision. The decision to try. And even if you stumble or fall, keep going. You are stronger than you think.
Remember, becoming the best version of yourself is not about perfection. It's about growth, courage, and kindness to yourself along the way.
So be patient, be gentle, and believe in your own power to change and grow.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. We believe in you. Keep shining and keep growing.
We'll see you in the next episode of Personal Growth Talks podcast. Take care and stay positive.